Hello, Mr. Sean Plot fans. And I don't know if Sean is here now, but thank you for the heads up of this stream. Let's go. A3 is going to be what here? Right now, B4 is being prepared. I'm going to go with this and try and show, hopefully, that A3 turns out to be a drawback. Let's see about that. I'm going to go with B6. Yeah, why not? B6, and then this has to be a bit uncomfortable, wouldn't you think? Or would you think otherwise? Is that really uncomfortable? Let me do this. Yeah, I could do that. Knight to E7. I do want to be cautious of knight B5 exploiting this hole on D6. But I win that bishop if that comes here. But it definitely has my attention right now. And actually, if I am not careful, after knight here is a resignable move. I could already tip the king. Knight E7, knight B5, bishop takes bishop, knight check, king here, queen takes F7, TKO. So what I'm getting at is, let's not and say we did on that one, but rather hit this queen first, force her to go back home. Is she too good for her home, you might be asking? Just as Mr. Happy Gilmore. So knight E7, queen has to go back, and this has to be a bit uncomfortable, does it not? We're going to still have this knight coming here, hitting this guy 3 times. This is different. Interesting. Well, here's the big bad plan, and it involves actually maintaining my knight on this square. So in response to knight here, I don't take, definitely not. I support the knight. But I'm wondering, should I support it right now or just develop first? I'm going to develop first. I don't like the idea of actually playing here and allowing for knight d5 right away. I think eventually I could by force be having to play this e5 move to lend support to my furthest advanced piece right here, the one that is in white's territory on d4. But I don't want. I want this knight to go elsewhere before I play e5 is what I'm getting at. So now what? Okay, now how do you recapture? I think with the bishop. If I do with the pawn, the knight plays here. I don't know if I really want to make this weakening move, so I'm not going to do that. Although wait, are you kidding me? This keeps showing up. Or no, that's okay. Actually, bishop takes, knight here. I could take the bishop. Knight could take here with check, but at the end of it all, I'm up a minor piece. My king is uncastled, but so what? This is a good square. So we're having this. I can't really maintain the bishop, so let me take it. And there might be a check thrown in, but there's not. So I have dark square weaknesses, but this knight is clearly out of place. And right now I'm looking to expand in the center, and this bishop is going to have a difficult life ahead of it. So, and actually the knight, because if I get this structure in, where's this knight going to go? Let me do this first, and then this, or this first. If I do this, then the queen has to make a move where she's defending that pawn still. I'm going to do this. I'm liking my position now. Definitely liking it. If queen here, maybe I could do this. I don't know. I really like this move, actually. I think this is best, even though it gives this square to white. Maybe the bishop move was not correct. Maybe keeping my bishop still in its home square, going with c4, and if the queen was going to try to blockade, I could play knight f5, which would control that d4 square. But this is just dropping, isn't it? Actually, it's not, because the rooks would just get played. This pawn would fall. But now it's a big threat, and I want to maintain this structure. This is tough now. The knight is unprotected. The bishop is shut out of the game. And I guess we're going to be seeing knight here pretty soon. Let me offer a queen exchange. I think let's offer a queen exchange. Why not? And if I'm to recapture, how do I recapture? With which rook? I might want to go with this rook, even though this would have no moves to it. If I go like this, I'm looking for a5 most likely. And let me take the queen. And then react to this threat. So I'm still trying to work on these guys right here being out of play. This one in particular. I guess there's a way out. Chop, chop, and then pawn push. However, I think that this becomes an issue now. Because I get to double here. I get to use this as a pivot square. And when here, I'm threatening this pawn. This bishop actually cannot move. It can't move. If it plays here, the rook is unprotected. If it plays here, the rook is unprotected. So what's needed is, well, there's no good solution for white. As far as I can tell right now, no good solution. And I think I do something as simple as what? What's the scoop here? Knight here? We exchange knights. I think I want to keep my knight around. In fact, what I'm envisioning right now is a knight getting to this square. So if I play bishop up, bishop here. Actually, bishop right here is threatening to just double the rooks and then win the bishop. I could actually do that afterwards, though. Hang on. This is okay first. Force the rook here. That way, when I play to f5, it's more forceful. This is an incredibly annoying pin. I do not know that there's a solution to it. My first thought is just that there isn't. This is too cramping. Pins, bishop way down on squares. This is the ideal type of structure, so it may seem a bit weird because of how often I'll emphasize, well, if you only have one bishop remaining, what do you want to have happen? You want to have your pawns on dark and your bishop, you know, is going to be watching over the light squares. But not here. I have too much of a space advantage, and this is going to be a killer. I could actually, I'm threatening to just kill all the, just capture on this square a bunch of times, and then at the end of it I'll land a fork with my knight on c3. So that tricky knight. This is the last, the piece that I needed to get. The last piece I needed to get involved in order to break down Team White here. I'm pretty sure. What else? Not sure what else. My opponent is typing my way here, and I don't know what they're saying here. What are they saying? They're gonna be letting their clock tick? Don't tell me they're gonna... Oh, they're typing good game. Okay. Well, how do I keep things super simple? Let me actually do this. And then that pin is still a big issue. Okay, we have resignation at that point. There was no good solution. That's kind of how it works. So this was really interesting. You had me worried quite a bit with these possible in-between moves. That knight coming to b5, exploiting my bishop being unprotected on g7. Interesting, and the queen move as well. So I wonder if actually taking my knight is the right idea. I guess it's okay. This starts to be a problem, though, actually, because of how I could, you know, I've parried any of those threats to, you know, those tactical threats to my unprotected bishop on g7. But beyond that, what is there really to say? So I think there's got to be an improvement here, because I'm pretty sure it's safe to say right here I'm going to stand better, even though I have these weaknesses. How can you really take advantage of them? I'm getting d5 in, I'm getting c4 in. Just 2 pawns, one way to view it is I have 2 points constraining 6. Both of your minor pieces are negated just because of a d5 c4 structure. So where's there an improvement then? If we're entering this situation, is it just going to turn out that this turns out to be too powerful? Me being able to centralize my knight and then you having to get rid of it. Because, you know, what else is there here? What about, how about something like rook here? Or no, how about this? No, that's not working either. Huh. I wonder if defending the bishop and then playing your knight here, but this doesn't seem right. Actually, to allow the knight to sit in the corner or in the center like this, in the center, that can't be right, can it? With tempo, hitting the queen, something does not feel right there. So, yeah, knight d4. So queen f3 is maybe just not a good idea, right? I mean, I guess the other thing I could do is try to go after the light square bishop if I really wanted to. So something else besides queen f3, I guess. Knight something is as natural as knight here, or maybe capture here first. No, although that's subjecting your bishop to problems by my rook. Don't know. The queen move definitely does seem off. Not so sure. Or his could he actually go with this instead of excuse me, instead of knight c3? I wonder if c3 and then d4 is an idea. Moving a lot of pawns, but it comes with the purpose. A, parries the threat against the rook, of course, and also facilitates a d4 expansion in the center. That might be interesting, right? c3, if I ever take, you just take like this, and then you're still in a spot to get in d4. So that is an interesting idea, I think. In response to it, I think I'll be playing d5. I don't know. That's going to get pretty crazy. It's worth a look, though, that c3 move. Seems a bit awkward to have throw a piece right into a pin. There were some tactics I was, again, having to worry about, but... Okay, let's close out of this one and get another one fired up here.